Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we have ourselves a track by an act named Annah Marcelle titled Gossip Relationship. And if we switch over to here, we have it on Annah Marcelle's website. Gossip Relationship, written and recorded in July 2021. It was co-produced, mixed and mastered by Soundbeat Recording in Baltimore, MD. My understanding is that this song is going to go live on all major digital streaming platforms on the 18th of March. But I get to listen to it a little bit beforehand, which is quite nice on the website, so that's cool. It's a 6-minute track. We're going to listen through it from start to finish, hear what we think. Annah Marcelle is responsible for all the songwriting involved, so that's awesome. Let's go. Okay, we've got some interesting synths going on with those guitar parts. I know that chord progression. I'm familiar with that chord progression. Okay, I get it. It's nice to have the piano and the drums coming in here as well. Good layering for the second half.
I hear them whispering about you and I want to tell them if they're wrong or right.
Okay.
I want to set them straight about that night.
There's a lot of space in the mix, I like it. We're not too desperate to keep the listener's attention. Someone listening to this track to just sort of groove and vibe. Groove? This is more of a slow dance, isn't it? I dig it. Just to be able to enjoy that ambiance, you know, with the pads and the piano and how everything just kind of stays a little bit. It hangs there. Nice vocal harmonies though.
They said that they were shocked, I said me too.
Okay, we're really rolling with that repetition of those vocal melodies.
Twist my point of view.
We've got that side vocal there on that left. That's cool. Extreme left.
Just go back to when I was crying in my room and no one knew.
Nice. I kind of like it when we've got the vocals separated. I kind of like how we're going into different vocal ranges there. And that distinct default harmony with the warmth, like sort of a legato-ish vibe going between those, between the words and those stanzas is great too.
I just hate the rumors 'cause they're never as bad as the truth. Everyone though it lasts forever, and it's so hard for me to admit that the only thing tying us together is this.
So it's the gossip that's holding us together. It's what keeps us connected even when things have fallen apart. Crying alone in the room. Having that hook line going to this instrumental break here is kind of nice. That was a nice subtle little build there with that string section or something like that. Or was that just it was a reverse piano take or something like that, wasn't it?
Hate you like you think I do. You just didn't give me any clues, but they can't just interrogate me and you.
I mean, I was wondering how we were going to spend the 6 minutes. Typically, a lot of the first impressions I have with musicians and artists nowadays, usually they get straight into the point of the song within the first 10 seconds, and it's done in 3 minutes. But we're going for that long form factor with that one. So we'll see. It's interesting to see how it
I'm
goes.
so scared of this small crowded space. You're next to me, but you're so far away.
Nice change there. Wasn't expecting that. That's good. Oh, we're doing on both sides that time. Cool. This change. I wonder if we're recording those drums acoustically or if we're using sample drums. I don't mind either way. I'm just kind of fascinated by
I
it.
just hate the rumors 'cause they're never as bad as the truth. Everyone thought we'd last forever, and it's so hard for me to admit.
This is a similar sort of energy level and setup to the previous bridge that we had. Or is this the chorus?
The only thing tying us together is this.
Are we slow building into like a big
We screamed and fought, but it was civil, it was smart, and that
Okay.
doesn't mean it was easy to get through.
The production's sensational. I'm loving the reverb and delay change on the vocals. I like how everything is placed in the mix. The piano and the other elements that are really well equalized.
I found a replacement, but really I don't think I can ever meet someone as good as you.
It's crazy to think, right? Because I think Annah Marcelle, I think she's 17, which is kind of wild, man. I could be wrong, but that's as young to get into the game, you know what I mean? But she's, you know, it's actually a pretty well-written song. I'm quite enjoying it. It shows promise for things to come, right? It'll be cool to see what she does next.
Just go back to when I was crying in my room and no one knew.
There's quite a lot going on in the center of the stereo field, and this isn't a criticism, maybe the suggestion for next time. You could even pan something a bit further out on the right side. I know we're having the vocals sit on those extreme left and rights to stand out and be a sort of like a sense of change or like a flourish, but I see what I mean. I suppose that's why we don't have more of an emphasis on those extremes, so, you know. Cool. You know, I can get behind that legato run, adding a little bit more on the ornamentation into the vocals at this point. That's cool. Really sticking with those main lines we had previously instantiated into the other choruses. Cool. Cool. That bop 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 bop. That's a fun, interesting element to this mix to me. You know, I've enjoyed Anna singing. I think she's a great vocalist. You know, the vocals sit well in the mix. She's definitely got vocal technique. Those legato runs are seamless and they sound effortless, and she sounds very confident, which I think is justified. And again, the harmonies are nice. But there's also other additional elements to this. The way this track is composed and orchestrated. Like the sequencer that's going on here, it's fun. I don't hear that kind of stuff as often as I would like. You're next to me, but I'm so far away. This is fun how it's going around the headphones. I like this. This is kind of cool. Stacking on those harmonies. Good job putting an extra little bit on top. And those reverse piano takes there at the end. We're fading out. Yeah. Okay. I mean, like, that was Gossip Relationship by Annah Marcelle. I haven't really got any complaints about this one off the bat. I mean, clearly we have someone who is capable at writing music that is... Because this is the conclusion. We have someone who has got a quite respectable understanding of songwriting and composition. I'm happy with how not just again her vocals, but also how the other elements of the mix were chosen. I enjoy those synth parts, the drums, the pianos. It was a slow song. You know, it was more like someone thinking over how they got to that state of being in that gossip relationship in the first place. I think that slower tempo makes it a more authentic experience. There was an absence of a lot of really energetic sort of 8th and 16th note grooves in there. The rhythms were more like you were floating on by, as if you were in her head. Which I think was also smart. You had a fairly common popular chord progression, the 1-6-3-7 that I hear in a lot of music nowadays. Secondary to the 1-5-6-4. It's a nice shift. It's not cheesy sounding. It has that sense of sadness to it because you're going back to the minor chords there off of the major. I think that that was a smart move. There was a similar musical theme instantiated throughout. It was kept at it. It was kept consistent. Obviously, there were differences between the chorus and verse sections, and each one was distinct. I'm not really sure what you could have done to make more of a shift in energy levels between the verses and chorus, because of the way the vocals were structured and written and sung. It felt like it needed to be that 6 minutes of what it was. I mean, like, the subject matter isn't necessarily supposed to be exciting, you know. It's not meant to be whoa, that was a wild ride, you know what I mean? It's Annah Marcelle showing some vulnerability and speaking her truth, you know? And I think that's authentic, and I think it's great, you know? People need to be able to express themselves eloquently and maturely, and are as able to do that in her music. Yeah, I think I've spoken about the quality of her vocals. I'm happy where she's at with that. I don't really think she needs to be doing that much more with it, aside from maybe experimenting with some other vocal like interval changes, like maybe some. I'm not gonna tell her how to. She's already got a good hang of that. She knows to stick with her triads and everything in regards to structuring those harmonies. The production as well, the recording, mixing, mastering was sensational. It was nice to have bits of airiness again without the bass or anything like that, without the drums. Again, I'm not quite sure why the 6 minutes felt so short. You know, having especially an intro to an artist for that song to be 6 minutes. It is not often that it feels like a flash, but it was. That is a compliment, of course, to the fact that the music was interesting, engaging. And while, you know, that those hook lines were repeated and I was well familiar with them by the end, it never really got old. I think a lot of people will probably be able to relate to that stage when you do have people discussing your relationships and what occurred. It's not nice. And, like, you know, a lot of people think that stuff ends when you leave, like, high school, you know, or college or whatever. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. People are just smarter about how they talk about you. So I think that because of the production, the way that it was written, the fact that a lot of music is in this sort of form factor nowadays, we have this sort of one key concept that everything else is layer upon. It was originally composed and written. It's like the full product. It's what you want from a first single. And I wish Annah Marcelle the best of luck with that. I think she doesn't need the luck. She seems like she has a pretty good setup. You can see, listen on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, and Facebook and Instagram. She's got her career basically laid out in front of her, and hopefully she can make the most of the opportunities that she has nowadays. You know, when I was her age, the world was a completely different place for musicians. Just so much has changed. Even in the last 5 years, it's just been pretty wild. So, yeah, made the most of it, my friend. Hey, did a good job, though. Now, that's effectively my review, though, of Annah Marcelle's Gossip Relationship. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show Annah Marcelle some love via her various social medias as well as her website. Stay cool and stay safe, and please also remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the hell more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. Catch you in the next review. Spiderhands Out.